Remember when you couldn't order a ride at the press of a button? Or get online without hearing this? Or get Domino's delivered to over 150,000 unexpected outdoor locations? Wait, what? Introducing Domino's Hotspots. You can finally get pizza delivered right to the beach, the quad, or the dog park. Not at home? Not a problem. Find a Domino's hotspot near you and get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each. 2-item minimum. Handmade pan pizzas will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit Domino's.com for details on Domino's hotspots.
My Golic, Trey Wingo here with you. I love the fact that we've got Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner from Dirty Dancing,
right,
and nobody puts Doug Peterson in a box. We're not doing that. We are not doing that.
Let me just say in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
About 10 minutes or
all
so.
Right.
You're going to hear a parody being sung by our staff about the Doug Peterson thing that I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, but you're going to want to hear it.
Yeah, we'll stick around.
As we get going, this is football, man. We're starting football week, the last calm weekend, and there was even some college football that went on.
Week 0, I think they called it.
And preseason football as well. We're in it now. We're in it. It's time to get ready for football. I think we're going to have our buddy Darius Rucker on this week. He wants to talk some college ball. His team, of course, South Carolina, and the NFL as well. And see, we'll all talk a little smack about our weekly DraftKings thing as well.
Yes, we will.
Of which I can't remember if he came in last or not.
He did.
I know he was closer to last than we were.
Yes,
so.
he finished last.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll remind
you don't know that for a fact. You're just saying that, aren't you?
No, I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember now.
Let's go with it.
Okay.
He finished last.
Sounds
Stay
good to
Wingo
me.
more than anything else. Let's just go with that. So we'll get to that. Plus, we'll get into some other things. And we want to hear from you. Again, we'll have some voicemails, and we'll also do some Twitter stuff later. What did you see week 3 of the preseason that you liked and didn't like? Because, again, for most teams, unless you're the Rams, week 3, the third game of the preseason is the dress rehearsal for the regular season.
Didn't see it from the Bears either.
But it was
their
fourth.
It
was their
preseason.
fourth.
That's exactly right.
Different, and some people had a hard time understanding that. We'll get into all of that after this. Mike, what we saw and what people had told us actually played out in week 3 of the preseason. Flags for the helmet-to-helmet contact, initiating contact with the helmet, dropped 64% in week 3 of the preseason.
So in week 1 of the preseason, there was 25. Week 2, there was 26. Week 3, there was 9. So that's the drop. Why the sudden drop? Well, it was announced last Wednesday that as part of this rule that they were everybody was still working through, inadvertent or incidental contact with the helmet and or face mask is not a foul. So basically, what you were seeing is that if there was that incidental contact when the guy was trying to use his shoulder, if the head hit a little bit, they were flagging. Now they're not. Because, listen, if you drop your shoulders, your head goes down with it. Now, that doesn't mean to put your head all the way down and hit the crown of your helmet. That should be illegal and the most they can do to take out of the game. But even if you're going to drop the hit with your shoulder while keeping your head up a bit, your head is still going to come down a level with your shoulder. So guys are leading more with their shoulders. The head would still make a little bit of contact, and they were getting flagged. The refs have taken that out. Now, if you're leading and the most of the hit is with that shoulder, then they're not going to throw the flag. So that's why we only see 9. And quite honestly, I think there should have been 8. We'll get into one that unfortunately may cost Marquise Lee, the wide receiver from Jacksonville, his season with the knee injury. But the defender called for that, was called with leading his helmet. And I didn't think he led with his helmet at all. I thought it was with his knee as well. But penalty aside, the worst part of that obviously is the fact that it was a knee injury. But that's also what DBs are going to do. They're going to go low. Time and time again because of this rule. But bottom line is 64% down. Is that what a 64% drop? Just 9 calls this week.
Well, let's put it in a parlance that golfer Bryson DeChambeau can understand.
There you go.
Okay. In week 3, there was an average of 0.56 calls per game. So less than 1, basically. In the first 2 weeks, it was 1.55 per game. So that's a significant drop. Basically a drop of at least 1 call per game.
Yeah.
And that's the difference here going forward. And again, we had Mike Pereira on last week. He said this will work itself out, and it looks like the players are understanding what is and what isn't, and the refs are understanding a little bit more what is and what isn't. I love the word from the Chris Mortensen report last week. There's a daily dialogue the NFL is having because the rest of us were having a daily dialogue about what was going on with the helmet-to-helmet calls. One more game, and we've got history. Kendrys Morales set the Blue Jays record with a home run in his 7th straight game. Morales becomes the 7th player in Major League history with a home run streak of at least 7 games, but you get to 8 and you join the all-time exclusive club.
Yeah, you do, and that club includes Don Mattingly, obviously very well known, Ken Griffey Jr.,
obviously very well known,
and Dale Long. So for those of you that want to give a little sound smart today, give a little info out there when you use this stat, and people say, who is Dale Long? Well, Dale Long is a lefty first baseman from Springfield, Missouri.
There you go, Missouri. Nicely done,
that.
Missouri.
His 8-game hitting streak was in 1956. That year he hit a career-high 27 home runs and made his only All-Star game. Played with 6 teams between 51 and 63. Won the 62 World Series with the Yankees. And here's the interesting fact that you can use. He caught 2 games in 1958 with the Cubs using his first baseman's mitt, not a catcher's mitt. So there you go. Some
researcher
info
Brett coming through with that
about Dale Long that you can use a little later in the day at your discretion. Hopefully it'll get you some drinks or some money.
Did we ever find out, Brett, why he used the catcher's mitt, or did you just punt on that completely?
I mean, I think he was just comfortable with that, and they don't make lefty catcher's mitts.
Yeah, I don't imagine there was many lefties, maybe, or at least on that team there certainly wasn't anybody. Yeah.
So apparently even researcher Brett has limitations.
Well,
all right, good for him.
True.
We continue. Well, Tiger Woods, man, he put on a stripe show. He hit almost every fairway, hit almost every green, and was way back of the actual win because he couldn't make a putt to save his life.
Yeah, said it at one point he wanted to get to 10 under to have a good showing. He knew he couldn't win, only got to 4 under.
Yeah.
So that didn't go that way, and just missed the putts, just could not hit him. Bryson DeChambeau, on the other hand, he had a 4-stroke lead going into the final round. He won it by 4, and we have booked it as far as our Ryder Cup team.
Absolutely.
Now, there are the 8 givens that are out there, and then there's 4 captain picks. We believe the Golic and Wingo staff and show and us and everybody says Bryson DeChambeau, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, and Tony Finau will make up the 4 captains pick. That is Golic and Wingo Ryder Cup team, and you can book it.
You can book it.
Absolutely right.
And by the way, Bryson DeChambeau pretty close to booking it after winning the Northern Trust, again by 4 shots. He entered Sunday with a 4-shot lead. Cruise control, 2 under par, 69. He was on with John Anderson on SportsCenter and basically said, yeah, he feels pretty good about his chances of making the Ryder Cup team.
You know, I feel really good, but at the same point in time, I got to go play well next week. We still got one more week before he announces some picks, and I got to go play well. That's all I can say.
All right, where's your confidence level about making that team?
My confidence level, well, I don't want to give away too much, but it's pretty darn high. Definitely, in the upper 80% probably, but you never know.
You never know. But listen, Bryson is all about the numbers. He used to use the compass to get the green locations and speeds right. They said you couldn't do that anymore. Let me put it this way. He's on the Ryder Cup team. It's just a matter. He's on the Ryder Cup
team. I like
our
picks. Tony Finau, who we had on earlier in the show.
Tony's our guy.
He wouldn't be that. He didn't give himself that much of a chance. Yeah. He's 15th in FedEx points, so he isn't in that top 12.
Ryder Cup points.
Ryder Cup points, I'm sorry. He would love to be on the team, but he didn't give the upper 80% like DeChambeau did, so we'll have to wait and see.
Again, so right now there's been the 8 that made it, then DeChambeau is 9th, he's on the team. 10 and 11 are Tiger and Phil, then Tiger, they're on the team. 12th is Xander Schauffele, 13th is Matt Kuchar, 14th is Kevin Kisner. Now, Kevin Kisner keeps the ball in play, and that's a big part of being in every hole in match play. But Tony Finau is a birdie machine.
And he's 15th.
Right. And from what I'm hearing from people on the tour is that people are openly campaigning for Finau to be on the team, and that he's sort of been endorsed already by other people on the team. To me, I would be shocked if Tony
And you
Finau
say he's a
doesn't make
birdie
the
machine.
team.
You know golf better than me. Birdies would be good, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, well, there you go.
And people are like, well, birdies are good anyhow.
Okay,
But let me explain. Like, he had that crazy 9 holes at the PGA Championship when he was
with Jim Furyk.
With Jim Furyk, the Ryder Cup captain. Yeah. He had 1 par on the front side. He made birdies in 7 of his first 8 holes. Then he made a triple, and then he made 1 par. And people are like, well, why is that so important? Because in match play, it doesn't matter what you lose the hole by. You lose by 1 or by 4.
If you had a triple, it doesn't matter. It's 1 hole.
It's 1 hole loss. Right. It doesn't count. It can't ruin your round.
But those 7 birdies, you're going to win some of those holes.
Exactly.
Right.
If you can make birdies from anywhere, it is huge in match play. And I think that's why he is going to be on that team. We basically congratulated him.
We did.
So he's either going to hate us or he's going to love us.
Man, he's going to hate us if he doesn't make it.
If any of these guys, if for whatever reason DeChambeau, Tiger, or Phil, they're all going to hate us or they're all going to love us. But I think we're good with Finau. We'll find out in a while. Okay. Golic and Wingo brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Upgrade to shaving with a fresh blade whenever you want for a fraction of the price. Join DollarShaveClub.com today. You know who would like to shave off some questions he keeps getting asked?
Yeah.
That would be Eagles head coach Doug Peterson. Again, Carson Wentz, who blew out that knee, 2 ligaments, not just the ACL, but the LCL as well.
Yes. Uh-huh.
He did that in December. He has still been not cleared for contact. And again, their season starts a week from Thursday, so we are really into it right now. It's one thing to be cleared for contact, and then there's one thing to go out there and be exposed to contact. So there's a long way to go for Carson Wentz to maybe be able to play. And Doug Peterson has been asked, as you might imagine, ad nauseum about where Carson Wentz in his return and where he is in his recovery and his medical status. And let's just say Doug has had enough.
Now in the opener where they'll go in and they'll look at him and I mean, what's that process like?
I don't know how many times I can answer this question.
But no, I mean,
when they clear him, he'll be cleared.
But I mean,
you have to have some idea of when that might be.
I'm not going to put myself in a box. I'm not going to put my quarterback in a box. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go on a limb, and I'm not going to say that. So either ask it a different way, or otherwise, you're going to get the same answer.
I think this question is just: is it a weekly thing that he gets looked at?
I mean, he's getting evaluated every day if that's what you want.
That's what I'm asking. Like, do they say
our medical? He's part of the rehab process. He's getting evaluated at practice. He's getting evaluated by the medical team. He's getting treatment, just like Jason Peters is, just like Darren Sproles is. You guys don't ask me about those guys. Jordan Hicks, Chris Maragos, those guys are in the same boat, and they're getting evaluated every day.
Every day. Yeah. Every day. They all get evaluated every day. The coach gets a report every day on all of these players, but it's Carson Wentz. So he is going to get asked these questions. So we try to be a helpful show, don't we?
We do. Besides being the pettiest show in America, sometimes we try to help.
We want to be helpful. So our staff did a beautiful thing. How should Peterson have answered? Well, here's how we measure Wentz's rehab.
When they clear him, he'll be cleared. Either ask it a different way, or you're going to get the same answer.
525,600 questions. 525,000 timelines unclear.
I don't know how many times I can answer this question.
525,600 questions.
How do you heal from a tear?
In dropbacks.
In zone read.
In rehab.
In shakes of protein.
In shotgun.
In ready.
Down, set, and high.
I don't know how many times I can answer this question.
525,600 questions.
How do you heal from a torn ACL?
Bravo.
Wow. Wow.
And the best thing about the course of that song is Seasons of Love, and it was a season of love last year.
Well done,
Philadelphia
everybody.
And the Eagles. From Allie to Jer Bear to Stanzik to Cliff to Brett. Unbelievable.
It's a great job.
Well done.
We're just here to help.
We are here. We're here for other people. That's how we do this.
You know, it'd be great if Doug Peterson got asked that question and he played that.
Here's my answer. Click. Do this. I'm going to put the odds at that 0%.
Yeah.
0%.
I would say so as well.
All right, Golic and Wingo, presented by 1-800-Flowers.com. Surprise a friend or loved one today with a bouquet from 1-800-Flowers.com. When you order a dozen multicolored roses for only $29.99, you'll get another dozen absolutely free. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN.
So Brett gave me this great. I asked for it a little bit ago in the talk about Khalil Mack, the trade talk that's going on. That Aaron Donald may sign his deal that worth about $22 million a year, but the quarterback, Jared Goff, doesn't have that big deal. So I was kind of interested in which quarterbacks that have big cap numbers, what is the next biggest cap number
this was
on the
interesting,
team?
Mike.
This was incredibly interesting because think about it. If it's Derek Carr and they do sign Khalil Mack for $21 million a year, that would be, without question, the top.
Yep.
Because right now, here's some quarterbacks with big numbers and the next biggest cap hit. Derek Carr right now at $25 million. Kalichi Assembly and Gabe Jackson both at $10.5 million.
So that would be a huge jump.
You would
there.
have one player going to, like, say, $20 million. It would be 25 and 20. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins is $24 million. The next Xavier Rhodes with $13 million. Matt Stafford, $26 million. Ziggy Ansah, $17 million. That's a pretty healthy one.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo, $37 million for the 49ers. And next is Joe Staley at $10.9. Joe Flacco, $24 million. Jimmy Smith, the next at $15.4. Andrew Luck at 24.4. T.Y. Hilton at 13 mil.
I'll go with Ty.
Drew Brees at 24 mil. Next up, Cameron Jordan at 14.5. Russell Wilson, 23. Next up, Bobby Wagner at 13. Big Ben, 23. Next up, Le'Veon Bell at 14.5 if he signs that. Yeah. Le'Veon Bell if he signs the franchise. And Eli Manning, 22.2. And Olivier Vernon, 17 mil. So this would be the highest.
Yeah.
If Khalil Mack does sign with the Raiders, you know it's going to be for at least $20 million. You would have a $25 million quarterback and a $20 million pass rusher. But that's where we're going, right?
Yep.
Because if Goff keeps going at his level, and let's be honest, a quarterback needs to have a good level, not an otherworldly level, to make themselves $25 million, correct?
Correct.
So Aaron Donald's going to sign a deal that could be around $22 million a year. And then in a year or two, they're going to have to pay Goff, and he's going to have to make that as well. So this is the area we're going to start to get into. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen two $20 million cap hit players on a team.
No.
We'll see that.
Yeah,
if Khalil Mack signs with the Raiders, they will have two $20 million cap hit guys. So we're entering a new world as far as that's concerned.
Look, that's why I always say once you pay the quarterback, and that's why you take advantage of this. The Seahawks did that for years when Russell Wilson didn't have his contract because he was coming in on a third-round pick. And look at some of the moves that the Rams have made. They get Ndamukong Suh. They made the trade for Brandon Cooks. They're able to sign Todd Gurley.
Right.
Rob Havenstein, the offensive lineman, because they don't have to pay Jared Goff. They've got at least 3 more years with Jared Goff on a discount.
If they want to play, if they want to do the franchise tag,
well, you know,
if they want to.
Sometimes it makes all the sense in the world. Now, it may not make Jared Goff happy, but from a business perspective,
there's no doubt they have a plan, right? I mean, that's what capologists and people other than the coach do for a team. They know the money they're paying all the other guys.
Right.
They know the number of years of the contract. They know where the cap hits are, and they know when they'll be able to pay Goff the amount of money they're going to have to pay him as long as Goff keeps going along at the way he's going. So that's all kind of figured into a general area.
Yeah, and again, maybe that's some of the problems that the Raiders have had because the former administration, because let's be honest, John Gruden's running that show. With the money they're paying him, he's the decider. He's the decision maker. And so maybe he's trying to figure out, can we really afford to pay this guy even as good as he is? I don't see how you don't, but look, they'll have to figure that out going forward. All right, as we continue here on Golic and Wingo, you know we don't do the politics.
No, we do not.
We want to talk about sports because that's what people is. It's a respite. But there was a great American that passed away over the weekend that I think deserves to be recognized, and that is former Senator John McCain from the state of Arizona. For those that aren't familiar completely with his story, go back and read what happened to him when his plane was shot down and the things that he suffered. And the thing that I went
being
back...
a POW,
being a POW in Vietnam. And the thing that struck me that I had forgotten, there's a code of conduct in the Army that, if you're captured, you should be going out when you're released. It should be by the order of time served in that certain place as your POW. Well, John McCain was a son of a very high-ranking military official, and after his capture, they said, "Hey, you can go now." But there were other people in that infamous Hanoi Hilton prison that had been there longer, and he said, "I'm not leaving until they go first or until they get to go." So I think another 5 years he stayed in there because of that. We bring this up because he was a huge sportsman.
Huge. We had him
on Mike and Mike several times.
More than a few times.
We had him on NFL shows all the time. He was an avid sports fan, big in boxing, also loved football. Larry Fitzgerald for the Cardinals, their great wide receiver, who they played on Sunday Night Football last night against the Dallas Cowboys. He and John McCain met many times, and Larry was asked about it last night by Michelle Tafoya on the sidelines, what John McCain meant to him. Former kicker Jay Feely, who kicked with him among many teams, both the Jets and the Giants and the Arizona Cardinals, finished his career up there. He's talked ad nauseum so many times about how much John McCain loved football. I'll never forget when both John McCain and Barack Obama were running for president in 2008. Chris Berman, Boomer, used to always interview each presidential candidate on the last Monday night game before the election. And, when he interviewed McCain, he was like, "Boomer, it's great to be here with you. We're looking to go. We're trying not to go back. We're trying to go all the way to the White House." I mean, he loved sports.
He did. He was a
true
big sports
sportsman.
guy. That's why he was on a lot of shows here. But I mean, his service to our country,
no question,
both in the military and whatever your politics are, he chose to make his life of service to this country on the political side. Again, some may like what he's done, some don't like what he's done. I'm not getting into that. Just the fact that he chose to do that, to that service after serving our country the way he did. A great American.
Yep.
And a guy who loves sports. And one of the reasons we had him on a number of times, as we said, on this network. So again, 81 years old. I believe he had seats. When I went to, me and my family went to Coyote games. I lived in Phoenix.
Sure.
He and his wife had seats right in front of us.
There all the time.
Yeah. I mean, he just was a big sports guy. So obviously our thoughts and prayers out to his family. And thank you, John McCain, for your service to this country.
Absolutely. Go, if you have a chance today, go back and just read
that story,
what he went through and the things he
boy.
chose to do to stay there and live in that cage for all those years. So a great American gone this weekend at the age of 81. Hey, how much football is too much football?
No such thing.
Correct. And when it comes to business travel, gotta haves, how much is too much?
No such thing, especially at La Quinta.
Roomy rooms with workspace to spare.
High-speed internet that's as free as an uncovered receiver.
And La Quinta's bright side breakfast that could fill up a fullback.
Even free coffee that never takes a time out.
There's no such thing as being too ready for that next big meeting.
So prepare to win at business with La Quinta.
Book now at LQ.com.
When it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need help getting to your short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. And when you need to hire fast, accelerate your results with sponsored jobs. New users can try for free at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Oh, Mardy. Glad you're with us, Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN News. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. All phone guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line, including our next guest. He is the world's most interesting man.
This is unbelievable. I mean, the story we're about to talk about, I saw it all, saw the pictures and everything, but I had no idea Mardy Fish was involved in
Of course he is, because
stunning.
Mardy has a story about every athlete because he's that guy that just hangs around with, air quotes, other athletes. And we're delighted to be joined now by Mardy Fish, our ESPN tennis analyst, who will be covering the U.S. Open for us for the next couple of weeks. Mardy, how are you, pal?
I'm doing well. Did Cliff really have to play that clip coming in? Do we really need that?
I think we did. I think we needed it more than you know.
We are the pettiest show in America, Marty, so yes, we had to do it.
All right, so we'll get into the U.S. Open in a minute, but for those that don't know, you're boys with Justin Verlander. You guys have been friends for a long time, and you guys went out to, what was it, brunch somewhere in Los Angeles?
Well, we went to, I was up at 5 a.m. I have two kids. Yeah. He woke up at noon because he's a baseball player.
Exactly.
So we were wanting to have, I wanted to have lunch, and he's like, I wanted to go, sugarfish, maybe some sushi, something like that. And he's like, I need breakfast. So he had a place to go. So we ended up going to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Sounds super posh, and it is.
Wow.
And so we go there, and his lovely wife, Kate, comes with us, and they tell me that this salad is like this, is a great order, this salad. And when I say it is chopped, I mean, it is finely chopped.
It's
salad.
a $42 salad.
Why is it $42?
It must be good, right?
Why is it $42?
It's so thin. Golic, it is so thinly chopped that you would understand when you saw this thing.
Wait a minute. Also, I'm looking at this bill. Okay, 2 eggs, any style with meat is $28, and one pancake, mind you, is $30. How the hell can they justify that?
It was one order of pancakes. I didn't order the pancakes. Justin ordered the pancakes. It was 3 pancakes, and he didn't finish them because he had the eggs.
One pancake. You're right. Okay.
But that was my cranberry juice because they were fashionably late. So that was my $10 cranberry juice.
Wow.
A $10 cranberry juice. Again, both you and Justin tweeted the bill. And the one thing that got our attention,
this is awesome.
It says one open miscellaneous Dodger killer, $1 million.
That's awesome.
Let's explain.
It was funny. Yeah, no, they put the bill next to me, and I'm thinking, because I saw the salad was $42, so they put it next to me, and I'm thinking, like, how do I get this over to Justin? Because he's sitting in between Kate and I. How can I slide this over to him? And so I open it, and I thought it was, I just thought it was like a, just an error or something like that. And we didn't see the thing that was circled, and the manager came over and was super nice, and it was really funny. And he said, look, I'm a Dodger fan, and blah, 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 and congratulations on your, Kate's pregnant, so congratulations on your upcoming pregnancy. And And there you have it. And he wasn't even going to take a picture of it or anything. I was like, dude, you got to
Right.
put that out. That's
Absolutely.
really funny. That was really funny. And they ended up comping the meal and stuff, so we didn't have to pay the $10. It was a really nice thing by them.
So I guess that was my next question. Did they comp the meal? And if they did you order more?
That was at the end. Justin had to jump in a car to get to Anaheim, because he had to pitch the next day. So he had to throw about, I don't know, maybe 20 balls or something like that. He had to throw. So
tough day for him.
He had a rough day that day. Yeah.
All right. So what was his reaction when he saw it for the first time?
He thought it was funny. I mean, look, it was funny. I mean, he had to come over to kind of show it to us or whatever, but the Dodger killer thing got him for sure.
Yeah,
it's very cool. It's pretty funny for them to do that. Yeah.
Exactly. Mardy Fish, our ESPN tennis analyst, and also the world's most interesting man because he knows everybody and hangs out with everybody in sports with us this morning. He was with Justin Verlander when they gave him that bill for $1 million for being a Dodger killer and what he did in the World Series.
Or was Justin with me? I mean, come on.
Oh, there you go. Hold on, let me pull my Mike Golic.
Well played.
There you go. That's certainly one way of looking at it. All right, so Marty, listen, all that aside, you are at Flushing for the start of the U.S. Open. If I said to you, I'll take Joker, Fed, and Nadal, and you can have everyone else to win the men's title, how secure am I in taking those three?
I would actually do you one more and say I'll give you 3-1 on and you take the field and I'll take Djokovic. That's how well
just
that guy's
Joker.
playing right
Wow,
now.
So you feel that strong about Joker right now?
That guy is back to his 2011, 2012 form. The guy is an absolute beast right now. He's not missing. He's fit. He's confident again. That was really the main thing was his confidence level. Could he get through big matches? Could he get through big tournaments, match after match? We saw that at Wimbledon, him winning his 4th Wimbledon title, and then he backs it up in the summer, winning Cincinnati. So he's my pick by a good bit right now. The courts are playing a little slower than normal here as well. He fell into Rogers' section. That was one of the main things. He's the 6th seed, so he was going to fall into someone's quarter, and the worst possible outcome for Roger Federer. Novak Djokovic falling in his quarter, and they would play if they made it all the way. Although Rogers got a tough draw as well, he would play Nick Kyrgios in the 3rd round if they both got there. So tough draw for Roger, but I really, honestly, I see Nadal is maybe one of the only ones that can beat him on this type of surface, and then someone that kind of takes the racket out of his hand. We saw that a guy like Stan Wawrinka in the final of the French Open, how he beat Novak there, and maybe someone like John Isner or Kevin Anderson, how they kind of serving him off the court and taking the racket out of his hand. That's really the only way I think he loses.
Marty, we obviously know the career of Roger Federer and what he's had, but in the last couple of years we've talked about him even more because at his age, what he has been able to do. Though Father Time always wins in this. Are we starting to see that, do we think, with Roger Federer?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think we just see there's a couple just nasty matchups for Roger, and one of them is Novak on a medium to slow-paced hard court. There's no holes when you play someone like Novak Djokovic when he's on his game, when he's fit, when he can run everything down. He plays the ball so deep, changes direction on both sides so well. So for someone like Roger, that's a really tough matchup. But when Novak isn't there, when the courts are a little bit quicker, Roger is my favorite. I mean, if even still, and if this is a faster surface, I would tend to lean Roger's way. So no, I mean it's not happening now. Usually it does happen. Roger's 37 years old, just turned this summer, so. I don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
Mardy Fish with us. We'll get to the women's side in a minute, but real quickly, are you surprised that Roger Federer has not won the U.S. Open since 2008?
Yeah, I mean, that's, from the mighty Roger, that seems like quite a long time. I mean, he went that 3 or 4 years there where he didn't win a Grand Slam, and you thought, man, is he done? Is he never going to do it again? And then all of a sudden he wins 3. So you can never count him out. The greatest player of all time for now, because, Novak Djokovic has 13 slams, Rafa's at 18, so these guys are catching up, and Roger needs to stop them from passing him.
On the women's side, look, last year was an amazing U.S. Open. The semifinals were all 4 young American tennis players on the women's side. Sloane Stephens went on to win. How do you see it shaking up on the women's side right now?
Yeah, wasn't that cool last year?
It was great.
Not only we had you on our set, but we had 4 women in the semifinal, which was really cool. And none of them were Serena or Venus. Or I'm sorry, just none of them were Serena. So. You know, Madison Keys making the final. Sloane Stephens has had an unbelievable year. She's up to 3 in the world, her career high. You know, she's had a nice summer as well. Simone Halep is number 1 in the world. She plays a tough opponent in the first round. If you remember last year, she played Sharapova in the first round. You have Serena, who's seeded 17, and she's on that top half. There's a lot of, she's in the third round section with her sister, Venus. So, this is it's going to be another interesting. Wimbledon was such an interesting women's championships with all the seeds going out and just not knowing how that was going to fall and you know, so this is, you can't predict the women's side for sure as much as you can the men.
Marty, just because everybody expects greatness from Serena all the time, her coming back from having her first child, are people surprised that she hasn't kind of hit her stride yet? And probably what we should have expected at this point?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, she had a tough summer. She hadn't played very well, you know, coming in. She lost fairly early in San Jose and Cincinnati. So she doesn't have the matches, but that has never really stopped her. I mean, she made the finals of Wimbledon. You know, so she's always, it seems like she's the one to beat. But she needs to play her way into the tournament. I mean, like I said, winning breeds winning, and she hasn't won very much recently. So, you know, so we'll see how that goes, and it should be pretty fun to watch.
Well, you are the world's most interesting man. There's no question about it. Whether it's dealing with tennis or having to lay down $1 million tad, the entire thing was comped anyway with Justin Verlander. Marty, have a great time at the U.S. Open. They say it's the toughest test in tennis, as you well know. Say hi to Stubbsy and the gang for me, all right?
I will, guys. I paid the tip, by the way.
Oh, good for you.
Good job out of you,
Good
Marty.
for you, Marty. Mardy Fish with us this morning.
That tip had to be like a normal bill for something else. Again, 2 eggs with meat, $28.
Sure.
1 order of pancakes, of which there were 3.
Probably the size
$30,
of this.
so that's $10 per pancake.
Yep.
The McCarthy salad, whatever that is, which
finely chopped, Mike.
Which Marty was
chopped.
raving about it being finely chopped. I don't care how well you chop it.
Yeah.
It was $42.
Yeah.
And there were 2 of those. He had a cranberry drink, and that was $10.
Yeah.
And then I think they had a couple of things called Green Envies on there, some other drinks or something.
And then that $1 million Dodger
Holy smokes. I know I'm not going to eat there.
Marty,
the food may be great. Yeah. More power to you.
Marty runs in rarefied air. Let's just be clear about that.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised when you hear, we're eating with Mardy Fish.
He was at Sergio Garcia's. He was the best man
at
Sergio Garcia's
just
wedding.
Amazing.
I mean, Marty just does what Marty wants to do.
Seems so.
You ever seen that movie, She's Out of My League?
Oh, yeah.
You just think everybody's nice to you. You must live in, in crazy hot town.
Yeah.
Marty lives in crazy hot
He does.
town.
Remember when you couldn't order a ride at the press of a button? Or get online without hearing this? Or get Domino's delivered to over 150,000 unexpected outdoor locations? Wait, what? Introducing Domino's Hotspots. You can finally get pizza delivered right to the beach, the quad, or the dog park. Not at home? Not a problem. Find a Domino's hotspot near you and get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each. 2-item minimum. Handmade pan pizzas will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit Domino's.com for details on Domino's Hotspots.
All right, we continue here on Golic and Wingo on a Monday morning. Hope your week is off to a good start. We do this every week on Monday. We want to know who won the weekend.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
So there's a lot of candidates out there for who won the weekend. Mm-hmm. We could start with Hawaii because they won the Little League World Series and their college football team beat Colorado State on the road.
Right.
In light of the devastation that hurricane and then tropical storm Lane inflicted on the island, so that would be a good thing. Kendrys Morales has hit a home run in 7 straight games for the Blue Jays, 1 shy of the Major League record held by Don Mattingly, Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr., and Dale Long. Dale Long. Then there's Bryson DeChambeau, who won the Northern Trust, the first of the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup playoffs, and seems to be in absolute great position to be a member of the Ryder Cup team when Jim Furyk announces his captain's picks coming up early next month. Sam Darnold, the heavy favorite to be the starter for the Jets, thus meaning that for 11 straight years, at least one rookie quarterback will start week 1 of the NFL's regular season. The Yankees who have swept the Orioles and are now just 6 games in back of Boston in the AL East, or like perhaps this song. Doug Peterson very upset about how many times he's been asked about Carson Wentz, and we put it to music.
When they clear him, he'll be cleared. Either ask it a different way or you're going to get the same answer.
525,600 questions. 525,000 timelines unclear.
I don't know how many times I can answer this question.
525,600 questions.
How do you heal from a tear?
In dropbacks,
In zone read,
In rehab,
in shakes of protein,
in shotgun,
in ready,
down, set, and high.
I don't know how many times I can answer this question.
525,600 questions.
How do you heal from a torn ACL?
Well done.
That's just
well
awesome.
done, guys.
That
well
is
done.
just awesome. Doug Peters should be very happy that he could just play that when he's asked a question.
Here's the question. Here's my answer. Click. Play
Yep.
that. All right, so if I said to you, who do you think won the weekend?
No doubt, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii sports. The Little League World Series, college football team beating Colorado State. Again, for what they went through. Now, luckily, it wasn't the worst case scenario for them or the hurricane that was forming out there, but they did get a ton of rain, certainly, from the volcano eruptions that have been going on there and still to a point going on. The Little League World Series, first time a Honolulu team, Hawaii's won it 3 times, first time a Honolulu team has won it. And again, for the college football team, I give it to Hawaii sports.
You give it to Hawaii
Yes,
sports
I do.
all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I can't argue with that in any way, shape, or form as someone, as you know, who has a soft spot in his heart.
Yes, you do.
For the 50th state and get there as often as I can. I can't argue with that. There were a lot of very, very good candidates. I'm going to go bigger picture.
Okay.
I think we all won. Everybody won.
We all won.
Because
it's kind of a participation award.
Well, let me explain. Because football-free weekends are now a thing of the past. Because basically, it was week 0 in college
we had some
football,
college games. Yes, we did.
But it starts in earnest.
Yes, it does.
This weekend.
It does.
And then after that, the football season starts in the NFL. So I think everybody who's a football fan won because this was the last weekend of, why is there no football on my television? Why is there no football on my television? So I think in the grander scheme of things, anybody that's a football fan won because the drought is over and now we are almost in full immersion for football Saturdays and Sundays.
You'll know it's over when you hear us at the Super Bowl in Atlanta.
Yes.
Right?
That's exactly
right. And that'll be the end. It will all be sad again. But we have a long time until that.
Long time to go.
It is about to happen.
We are ready to dive in. I think you are very smart with your pick of Hawaii. Again, I cannot go against that one. I'm just thinking everybody that's a football fan has been waiting for this to come back.
I can go with that.
Is ready to run. Hey, tomorrow, Colts head coach Frank Reich will join us. So we're excited about that.
See
what he thinks about
So should I not be on vacation for the next 2 weeks?
Probably a bad idea.
Okay, I won't.
Hey, happy 9-month anniversary.
Oh, my God.
There we go. We made a baby.
Where's the
real
cake?
Quickly, you want to play golf?
No.
Thank you.
When it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need help getting to your short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. And when you need to hire fast, accelerate your results with sponsored jobs. New users can try for free at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.